Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So I've got another podcast episode for you today, and we're back in this location. I know it's not everybody's favorite location, but when the weather is really gloomy, I just have to be here with like artificial lighting, and I'm also back to using this mic. I think I'm gonna have to hold it the entire time, so that's gonna be a bit tricky. So I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do with this video because every time I clip it on me, it moves around and it distorts the sound. And also, it's a really cheap mic, so that's probably also why. But actually, I have kind of a lot to show you. I have a lot of yarn to show you. And now that I think about it, I feel like I hope I haven't showed you any of this yarn because I don't usually go back and watch my videos, so I don't really know what I've shown and what I haven't. But we'll see. But anyway, I have about three finished objects, and then I think I have three whips. Oh, I need to get the other whip as well. And then I have a bunch of acquisitions. So what I'm wearing today, I'm wearing my mist sleeves. I really do love it, even though the sleeves are so long. They grew so long after blocking, and I'm not really happy about that. And it's just I don't know. Sometimes I struggle to figure out how to style it. So you can see that the color the color of the sleeves don't match the tank that I'm wearing under. So it doesn't matter. I just threw something together because I just could not be bothered. My hair isn't done, so we've got the head wrap situation back. And somehow I feel like this head wrap is about to fall off my head any second. So let's get started. Where should I start from? It's been a while since my last podcast, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been a while because this one I actually finished. It feels like I finished it like a month ago now, but I'll show it to you. Also, I hope my top isn't too booby. Honestly, that's the struggle. Just the struggle of being somebody who has big boobs is that, yeah, sometimes you just end up showing more cleavage than you want to sometimes. It's just, what can I do? I don't know. But this is my sweater. Oh, there's a stain on it now. Well, it's very little. This is my sweater number 32. 32 or 31? 32 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Let me just hold it up. And of course, I'll add photos and everything. It's so beautiful. And last time I showed it, I think it was almost done. Maybe I had the sleeves left to go or something like that. Honestly, why does that feel like such a long time ago? Have I showed this already as a finished object? If I have, then I guess we'll have to cut this part out. But it's a simple raglan construction. Honestly, super, super simple. This is perfect for beginners. And it's got the rolled edges all over, so you're not really, well, you do have to work one by one rib, but you're not working it for a very long time. And then you do rows of stockinette to do the to get the what am I saying? You do a few rounds of stockinette to get the rolled edges on the top, on the sleeves, at the bottom. So that's what she looks like. And the main feature of this is the really wide raglan that you see there. It's my first time doing a raglan this wide, and at first I was a bit worried because this doesn't have any short row shaping at all, and I was thinking, oh, I don't know how that's gonna fit, but I think it works because of the really wide raglan. So I don't know, somehow it just works. The fit is great. It has less positive ease than her most of her other designs. I think this has like 2 inches of ease. Honestly, I went down a size on this one, so this has like 1 inch of ease on me, or maybe even zero. But I really like that. And the sleeves are not super, super fitted as well, but such a great knit. I use Gepard Pura Lana, held just one strand of Pura Lana. So the yarn was sponsored for the test knit. And I think I used five skein, no, I think I used like five, almost six skeins of the navy blue. Actually, this is navy blue. It looks black. Some people, when I posted this, thought that it was actually black, but it's a really deep dark navy. And it's my second or third time using that color from Gepard. And yeah, I hope that sound doesn't come through because there's some serious construction going on right now. I swear to God, everyone in this area is always working on their houses constantly all year round. They don't care. But I love this so much. It was a really fascinating. I mean, stripes are super simple, And I love that the stripes are identical, so you're working the same rows, the same amount of rows for each stripe, but you do need a little bit more of the main color, which is the color you use for the, the cast on for the initial neckline and everything like that, but it's not that much. So I ended up having like, I think the amount of yarn I have left, I could even knit another one in a smaller size, but I'm not going to do that. I think if I knit another one, which I think I will in the future, I will probably go for a different color combo. And you guys already know how much I love Gepard Pura Lana. It's one of my absolute favorite yarns. I've used it held single. I've used it held together with the Gepard cashmere lace. I've also used it together with their kid setup, which is their Mohair. And I have to say, I think I love it best just on its own. It's the perfect DK weight yarn. And I think this year, just, in the past, I was always a very much a worsted weight type of person because, worsted weight projects go by so quickly. But this year, I'm all about the DK weight. I've already knit a lot of DK weight things this year. And I can't wait to work with Pura Lana again. If I do sometime, I think sometime in the fall, I really want to knit a cardigan, maybe with Pura Lana held single, or I don't know, maybe with mohair, I'm not sure. But I really enjoy this. The pattern has been out for a few weeks now. So if you want to go knit it, I think a lot of people have already started knitting this and have cast on already and all that. So that is the sweater number 32 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So next up is one that I'm super excited about. I mean, I wore it in my last episode, so you've already seen it. And it's my own design. And the pattern is out now. So this is my Zuri sweater by me. That's what she looks like. Oh, stunning. Also, I don't remember if I showed this in the last podcast episode, but I'm guessing that I didn't. I think I had one sleeve left to do, but very simple design. I guess we're all about the raglans right now, so this is also a raglan construction, and it has twisted rib all over for the edges or for the ribbing, but I really didn't want to have to do a lot of twisted rib. The most twisted rib you're gonna have to do is, for the neckline, but the star of the show are the cables, just all over cables and the raglan. I don't know if I can bring that closer. And I'm gonna put like close-up pictures of it as well. And then I added cable details everywhere on the cuffs of the sleeve cuffs just before doing the twisted rib, and it's half twisted rib, by the way. And then also on the body. So for the one for the body, I was debating, should I do that? Should I not? And I'm so glad that I went with it, because initially I was just gonna leave it plain and just do stockinette and then do the twisted rib. But I really love that I just stuck with it and just did it the way I wanted to, because it just added a little bit something different. Because there's a lot of raglan sweaters out there, and I'm pretty sure there are other raglan sweaters with cable details in the raglan, but I hadn't seen one exactly like the one that I did. So that made me happy to design something like that. And I had a really great group of test knitters. Everything just went so beautifully. So this one in particular is knitting for Olive Merino, held together with their Mohair in the color poppy blue. And everybody, I don't know, well, maybe not everybody, but I've been seeing this color quite a bit lately. That and yellow. And so this is my first sample. So the yarn was kindly sponsored by them. And then I have another one that I think I showed it in the last episode, also by Native for Olive. And I think that color is the color plum clay. I think so. It's the Merino and Mohair and plum clay. And then I have another version that's still on the needles, which I'll talk about, very soon in the whip section. Using Onling number 4 held together with Onling number 10. So it's a DK weight pattern. I think you could also just do one strand of a DK weight. Honestly, Onling number 1, the same yarn that I use for my simi, would probably make this really stunning. But yeah, that would be really nice. Just one strand of that. But yeah, this is my Zuri sweater. I'm so happy about it. It's out now in English, so I will leave the link to my Ravelry and my website if you want to go grab a copy of it. And the Danish version should be coming out probably within a week after this video goes up. I don't know, maybe. Well, what else can I say? Oh, also, I thought it would be really fun to, because I see designers would release a pattern and then decide to like donate a percentage of the proceeds to like a foundation that they're really into, or do some research on the foundation that they want to donate to and all that. So I thought it would be really fun with this one. And I found a foundation called the International Bipolar Foundation, and I just thought that was very fitting because in the past I haven't really done a lot of research before on, foundations specifically for people living with bipolar disorder. So this just felt so right, so fitting. And as you guys may know, if you're not new here, you know that I suffer from bipolar disorder. It's the biggest part of my life, the most important part of my life, of my existence. And it affects me on a daily basis in all areas of my life, all aspects of my life. And I think it was just really fun to just, I don't know, not fun, but like it just made me so happy to find a foundation that I really liked and would really like to support, I guess. So if you guys are interested, go get a copy, or just go on their website, see what they're all about. And I can't wait to see just how much we can end up donating to them. And I think that would be really, really fun. I'm really excited about it. And I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, it just feels super, super emotional because I never thought that I would even be doing this, not just designing, but just to be in a position where I'm actually designing things that I really enjoy, that I really love to wear, and just creating my own. It's just, yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But I think I need to stop now because it's starting to feel a bit too emotional. And this is supposed to be a fun podcast. We don't want any tears here. At least I don't. But this is my Zuri sweater and I'm so proud of it. And yeah, all the links will be below if you want a simple, raglan sweater construction, whatever. And I'm also debating doing a tee version as well. But I have three more designs coming really soon, and I just don't know that I have the bandwidth for it right now. So if I do the T version, it might be late in the summer, and I also haven't figured out what yarn combo I would love to use yet. There are a few yarn combos that I have in mind. I just need to decide which one would be the perfect fit for it. Because I want it to be an absolutely summer yarn. I don't want to use wool, or at least I don't think I do. But anyway, that is my Zuri sweater. My last finished object. This one is going to be a little bit difficult to show it to you on a hanger just because it's a top. And you guys didn't get to see this as a whip at all. I don't even think I got to show you the yarn for it. But I think I did talk about it in my last video. I think I mentioned that I was going to be doing it or something. But anyway, it is a test knit for Otherloops. And it is the Lacey Loop top. Sometimes I want to say lace loop, but I think the sweater version is the only one that's called lace loop. But the tee version is called the Lacy Loop tee, and the top version is also called the Lacy Loop top. So it's a very popular pattern now. It's so interesting that it just got super super popular. The sweater, then the tee, and now the top. So I'm interested to see if she can do something else with it that's like summer related. I don't know, but everybody is knitting the tee right now. And it's a very simple pattern. It's got simple cable, what do you call it, lace details, very stunning. So this one is knit in Knitting for Olive pure silk held double, and I'm in a pink mood right now, or pink phase, or whatever. So I don't know, this is the best I can do. I'll have to put a picture or video of it, but this is what it looks like right now. And how do I describe the construction? It is technically knit like a drop shoulder, I think. Yeah, it's knit like a drop shoulder, and then you knit it has some short rows, but it's not as much as the one for the tee or the sweater. and then you work the two straps separately, or technically shoulders. You cast on a lot of stitches for the front, knit that down, joining around, all of that. Very simple, and it doesn't have any finishings, like there's no I-cord edging or anything like that. Everything just has she has like some edge stitches that she has you do, and I think that works out perfectly. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to do any extra frills or anything like that, and I don't think it needs it because it's a really simple design, and the lace, is like the main point of it. And like, I mean, I've talked about this quite a bit in because I knit the sweater and I also knit the tee, even though the tee is still on the needles because I don't have the yarn to finish it. But very, very simple. The chart is very easy to memorize, and the lace section is literally only like 2 or 3 rows. So yeah, this is a very easy pattern to follow. And this version, I think, is coming out within the next couple of weeks. Maybe, you know what? Because I'm filming this in advance, so I'm thinking that this is probably going to be out the same week you're seeing this, or which is next week or the week after that. I have no idea. I have no idea. But yeah, this is a Lacey Loop top. I ended up using way less yarn than I thought I was gonna use. So this is knitted for Olive Pure Silk held double, and I ended up using almost 6 skeins. So I think I could have gotten away with 5 skeins. So if you are wanting to knit this, if you're smaller than me, you can probably get away with just 4 skeins. And if you're my size, you can get away with just 5 skeins, and then just split the fifth skein into two. So I probably should have done that, but now I have at least 3 skeins of pure silk left that I can knit something with. I just need to find the perfect pattern that uses just one strand of pure silk. But anyway, loved it. It was such a fast knit, and I've been talking about it quite a bit on social media, on Instagram and stuff. So but yeah, and now I'm thinking, I don't know where the front is, and what, you know what? I think I think this is the front. I think this is the front, and that's the back. So I think it just looks weird because I'm holding it up like this, and you can't even barely see it. Also, I haven't taken any pictures in it, so if I do take pictures before this video goes up, then I'll add photos. If not, I'll save the photos for the next podcast, maybe. I can already tell that I'm going to have so much editing to do with this video because I'm having to stop and just pick the mic back up and all of that. So let's move on to whips. I guess I have 4 whips. Yeah, I have 4 whips. I have an old whip that I just brought back from the dead. So I think I'll show you that one as well. But this one, I did show the yarn for this in the last episode. So I had the yarn from Isager. It's Isager Jensen held to and I was gonna say held together. Isager Jensen and Isager Silk Mohair. And it was sent to me to design something. And I think I mentioned in the last episode that I was going to be designing a vest that I really thought would be really nice for the summertime. And if you've been following me on Instagram, then you already know what this is. This is what it looks like so far. And it's such a shame that the lighting is not going to do this color justice. But I will include photos and videos as well. But I'm struggling. But I'm calling this the Amara Vest. So this is the Amara Vest, and this was a journey. So this is actually the second one that I've cast on because the first time I did it, I think the numbers were completely wrong, and I hadn't graded it for all the sizes yet. So I had to go back and redo this, and now it's almost done. So it's just a simple drop shoulder construction, like so. So you can see the back right there. I'm still working on the back, and very, very interesting construction. How do I explain this? So it is a drop shoulder, so you work it just like as you would a drop shoulder, and you work the increases for the v-neck and all of that. But I really wanted to do something with reverse half fisherman's rib. I love half fisherman's rib, and so it's called reverse because normally with the half fisherman's rib, it's the right, no, So technically, the wrong side is what I'm making the right side. I think it just depends. Every designer has their own way of doing it. So sometimes, so whenever you see reverse half fisherman's rib that looks like two completely different textures, it's probably because one is technically the right side, and then the other one that's like the squishy one, like this one, it means that this is technically the wrong side, but that's the side that I love the best. And I think it's kind of taken over from brioche. I really love brioche, but this one I love it so much. It's so much fun to knit. It's a lot less daunting than brioche because brioche just has all those yarn overs, and I feel like brioche is just really difficult to fix. This one is way easier to fix because this one is just like you're doing one by one rib. It's just that you're either purling one below or knitting one below, depending on whether you're knitting flat or knitting in the round. So the main feature of this design is that the top half is all over stockinette, and then the bottom half has the reverse half fisherman's rib. But I wanted to do something a little bit extra, just different. So I let me see if I can show it to you. Like, you see that side right there? So after joining in the round, I worked the. I feel like I'm about to cough or something. So after joining in the round, I did the reverse half fisherman's rib for a few inches, and then I split the sides. So and then I was thinking, okay, what can I do to make it, because I wanted that side slit because I really just like that vibe. Not only for the summer, I mean, you can wear this in the fall and wear something under it like a bodysuit or whatever, but I was thinking, what could I do on the sides? I didn't want to have like edge stitches or anything like that. So I thought, okay, maybe double knitting would be fun. So I decided to do double knitting. And this is what made this a little bit difficult for me when I was trying to figure out all the numbers, because I just couldn't get the numbers correctly in a way to like split it evenly and then have the double knitting be the way I wanted it to be on both sides. And then the first sample that I knit, I think I did way I think I did like 4 stitches of the double knit, and it just didn't look the way I wanted it to. You couldn't really tell that it had like the double knitting or whatever. But anyway, we worked it out. The pattern is now in testing, and I've graded it from extra sizes extra small to 6XL. So very pleased with it now. Also, in the first sample, which is the one I was posting, I had done like a folded neckline for the V-neck, and I just didn't love that when I wore it. I was thinking, it's a bit too heavy for the summer, so I've just decided to go for just a single one by one non-folded rib, and I think that has worked out really well. So that's what the double knitting looks like. I'm sorry if you can't see properly. I promise, I will add lots of photos and videos. So the double knitting is just worked seamlessly. It's integrated. So once you split the front and the back, then you just start working double knitting and continuing on with the reverse half fisherman's rib flat. And I actually really enjoy this texture worked flat than in the round, because when you're working it flat, you're purling one and then you're knitting one below. But then when you're knitting in the round, you have to purl one below. And I don't really enjoy purling one below. So I really just wanted to make sure that I wasn't knitting in the round for a very long time. So that worked out really well. And actually, I think I can imagine that the testers are going to be done really soon, because there's something about it. It just makes you feel like you want to keep knitting on it. And while I'm knitting on it, I'm thinking, okay, just one more row, and then before you know what's happening, the whole thing is done. So that's how I feel about this one. Actually, I think by the time this is out, maybe I will be done, but I still need to get some really good pictures of it. And also, I'm gonna knit another version. I have the yarn for it already, and I can't wait to show you that. It's buried at the very bottom of this box I have beside me. But so did I mention the name of this? I don't remember, but I'm calling it the Amara Vest, and I'm obsessed. I'm so happy with it. And obviously, I think if anybody wanted to knit this and if you're not into the side split sides or whatever, you can just continue to work the reverse half fisherman's rib in the round all the way to the end. And then on the end, um it's a one by one rib, but very, very, just a few rows of one by one rib, because I didn't want to end it on, um I didn't want to bind off on the reverse half fisherman's rib, but I didn't really want to do any, I just didn't want to do a lot of ribbing. So one by one rib makes sense because this is technically one by one rib. It's just like a squishier texture. So that's the Amara vest, and this is the yarn. So obviously, you guys know, if you're on social media these days, you know that everybody is obsessed with yellow, and so am I. So this is the Jensen and the Mohair combo. And together, obviously, the Mohair is very much very, very yellow, and this Jensen is a really pale yellow, actually, very, very pale yellow. But I think they work so, so well together. So pleased with it. It has like a tiny bit of a slight mauve look to it combined, but I really love how it looks, and I'm just so, so pleased with it. The pattern for this will come out at the end of May, give or take. So I'm going to finish this up and immediately cast on the second sample. So yeah, that's the Amara vest. So my next whip is the one that I just resurrected, and I was talking about it in the last episode or the last video that I put out, and it's the something. What? Oh, I'm trying to remember what the name is. I don't know. I think it's by Gregoria Fibers, so I'm gonna have to put the name on the screen, but it'll probably come to me as I'm talking about it. But I cast this on last year and I showed it to you. So it was around the, I don't know, sometime maybe around this time or later in the summer. And I did all the hard work and somehow I just stopped knitting on it. I don't know. And I think maybe it's just because I didn't really enjoy the yarn. Also, this is a bit tricky to show, but oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. So this is just, it's just a simple top. What really drew me in were the double knitted straps, and in the photos when she wore it, it just looked. Oh, and also, do you see all that fuzz on this hanger? That's how you know this hanger gets a lot of use with my hand knits because it's covered in mohair. But I'm gonna have to put up a picture of it because it's just so weird having to hold it like that. So it's very simple. You basically cast on in the round, starting like right here, and then you alternate between stockinette and seed stitch. So it's very simple, and then you do one by one rib and leave stitches on the whole, then do the double knitting. So the hardest part about it is having to graft the double knitted straps. Also, I think trying to figure out the perfect length for the straps, because obviously if the straps are too long, then that could be a problem. And so I think it's really probably advisable to knit quite a bit down on the body first before doing the straps. I don't know, but I've done all the hard work. Now I just have to knit, just continuing the stockinette and the seed stitch all the way to the end. And I think there's one by one rib at the end of it as well. So this is the yarn that I've been using. It's Paintbox Cotton DK. It's just a simple, I don't know, it's just a DK 100% cotton yarn. At least let me check so that I'm not telling you lies, but I think it's 100% cotton. Wait, where is it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's 100% cotton, and it's 125 meters for 50 grams. It's definitely softer than some other cotton yarns. It's just I don't really enjoy knitting with just plain cotton. I think I like cotton with like linen or cotton with some other fibers, maybe cotton in like wool. So I think that is tripping me up a little bit. Also, I don't know how I feel about the white. This color is called light champagne. So I'm not sure how I feel about that because I'm like, am I really gonna get a lot of wear out of it? But then I'm saying that as I'm sitting here talking to you wearing all white. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I did just try it on again because I was thinking, okay, let me just try it on. If it doesn't fit the way that I want it to fit, then I can just frog it. But it actually fits really nice. I'm a little bit worried that with blocking, the straps are gonna grow a bit too long. Because the straps are not as snug as I want them to be. But I think I can figure it out. And at the very least, I can just cut the straps right where I did the grafting and unravel maybe a couple inches or something. I can do that. So I think it'll be okay. But yeah, that's the Sandrine top. Yeah, it's called the Sandrine top. Oh, I don't know why that. Yeah, I just couldn't think of that. But it's by Gregoria Fiber. She has so many textured top designs, and there's a couple more that I would love to knit. I think sometimes I just get really worried about, like, when it comes to summer knits. I love teas and all that stuff, and it was only until last year that I started getting really into summer knitting because I was doing all these test knits. But sometimes it can be a bit tricky because a lot of the times the armholes are just way too big, or it just doesn't fit right on the straps or the shoulders or something. And I felt that way about the June top I petite knit, even though I enjoyed knitting it. And then it had I cord, but the I cord didn't do anything for the rolling. I just didn't love that one, and I ended up frogging it anyway, so it was fine. But that's the Sandring top. I don't know what else can I say about it. I hope I can finish it. I don't know. We'll see. I think I definitely want to finish it and then think that, okay, even if I don't wear it myself, maybe somebody else would get to wear it. I could give it away. But we'll see. We'll see. But the last whip is that no, I think I have one more whip after this one. But this one is going to be a bit tricky. So, because I'm holding this mic and I don't know how I can possibly show this to you, but this is the second Zuri that I was talking about. And this is also another little bit of an issue because um yeah, I'll tell you what I did. But anyway, this is the second Zuri sample that I'm knitting up in this stunning red. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And this is Onling number 4, which is 100% organic merino wool. And it's fingering weight. And this has 219 yards, 200 meters. And this color is color 118. On the website, I think it's just called tomato. I think this might be my favorite shade of theirs. This is my second time using this shade in the DK weight version, and then paired together with their Mohair. And I think this Mohair is called Bright Orange online. It's 70% Mohair and 30% silk. And I talked about how their Mohair might be one of my top Mohairs now because of just how soft it is. It's so incredibly soft. So this one, the Isager one, the Gepard one, super soft. Also, the Knitting for Olive one, which is the one I'm wearing now, also feels very soft. What I would say though is that the Onling one and the Knitting for Olive one shed a little bit more than the Isager and the Gepard one, but they're just so soft, so soft. So anyway, I cast this on before and I'd gotten a lot further because the goal is to finish it before the pattern comes out, but that's not gonna happen anymore. So I'm just gonna take my time with it and release this when the it's so weird having to film something in advance because, like, the way I describe things, I want it to seem like it's happening now, which is the time you're watching it. But then it's a little bit trippy. But yeah, so I cast on for the wrong size, and then I was thinking, it's fine. I can just do more increases or whatever. But ultimately, I was like, you know what? Let me just rip this back. So I ripped it back. Now we've started back up again. And I think I'll have to hopefully try to finish this before the next podcast. What I'm hoping now is that this sample can be done by the time the Danish translation is out. So, and the Danish translation will be out like the week after you're watching this. So, which is, I guess, like 2 weeks from me. But anyway, Yeah, this is the red one. I can't wait to have the red one. Red is also having a moment online right now. Just everybody's knitting with red and just bright colors, and that makes me so happy because I love bright colors. Even though I only just started really wearing it red last year, it's just completely taken over. And I think this color is so unique because it's such a, I mean, I'm sure it looks bright on camera, but when I tell you this is extremely bright. It's like blinding in person. It's so bright. And I love that it's not just like orange, it's like that red orange. Just I love it so so much. So that's my second Zuri sample. I don't even know if I mentioned that. I hope I didn't say it was a different pattern because I feel like sometimes I do that because there's so many patterns running through my head every time. But yeah, I have one more whip, so let me grab that and then I'll show it to you. So my next whip is another design of mine, and this was so interesting. So much has happened since my last podcast, guys. So the Met Gala was coming up, and then I had this yarn that was sent to me by Knitting for Olive, and the goal was to knit just one strand, just a simple blouse. And then I was thinking, what if I make a dress? What if I do a challenge, like a 10-day challenge for the Met Gala and knit a dress and have it done by the day of the Met Gala or the day before? It was a fail. It was it was an absolute fail in the sense that I didn't finish it. I still really enjoyed it, but yeah, I don't know what I was thinking because obviously I was working on getting the Zuri pattern all situated, knitting the second sample, doing all this other test knits. So there was just no way I could have ever finished. But I'm an overachiever, so in my mind I was thinking I could do this. Meanwhile, it is one strand of fingering weight on 3 millimeter needles. So yeah, but anyway, it's going to end up being a design. Oh, I didn't even show it to you yet. Oh, geez. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And I've gotten quite a lot of work done on it. And I'm just so pleased with it. So I'm calling it the Poppy Blouse slash dress. Um, I was asking on Instagram, on my stories, what I should call this, if I should call this the Zoe dress or the Poppy dress. Everybody voted for Poppy. The color that I'm using is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in Poppy Rose. So it just felt fitting, even though there's so many other patterns out there called like Poppy Tea, Poppy something. I still think it's fine and I'm sticking with it because I'm not about to change the name right now. And it's about to go into test knitting. So I'm very, very excited for it. And so technically, it's going to be a two-in-one pattern. So, because I didn't want to have to do instructions for dress and blouse separately, because the only difference is going to be like doing the waist shaping and the hip shaping. So, I just wanted it to be just one pattern. So, and this has sort of like, I'm calling it a modified boat neck because it's not technically a round neck and it's not as wide as your typical boat neck. So, and I've just done I-cord around the neckline and the sleeves, and the body will also have I-cord as well. So you just work, it's a simple raglan. Oh, also I have to keep holding it up. I don't know, the main feature of this is the lace in the raglan. I mean, that's so stunning, right? And I guess since I've been doing a little bit more lace knitting these days, that really motivated me to want to do that. So I love it so so much, and I'm so glad I finally figured it out with the pattern and everything. I still have to add a few more details to the pattern before I can send it out, but so it's worked top down in the round. There is a little bit of short row shaping in the back, but not a lot because I didn't want it to drop too much because with the boat neck you kind of want it to sit a little bit higher than a round neck would, but it's still not your typical boat neck. And then the increases are just done with yarn overs, and that's so so simple. I wanted something simple. That's what I wanted because I thought, okay, maybe this would make me finish it on time. And as you can see, so I've got DPNs on the sleeves right now because another issue that I ran across was that I was trying to do, so I did one sleeve. I finished one sleeve, then I started the second sleeve, and then I was like, oh, let me try it on because I was trying it on as I was doing it. but I didn't try on the sleeves the sleeve as I was working it. So I thought, okay, I'll try on the sleeve, and I hated the way the sleeves looked. It just didn't fit the right way that I wanted it to fit. So technically, I want it to be a little bit of a fitted sleeve, with so it's going to be a little bit of a bell sleeve, but not as wide as a typical bell sleeve. So I'm just going to do some decreases and then do a little bit of increases to sort of flare it out a little bit. That's the vibe. And I think I figured out the stitch counts now and everything. I still have to figure out all the stitch counts for all the other sizes, but I think it'll be fine. I'm loving it so much. I'm getting over my fear of fingering weight garments, because last year I knit something fingering weight, and or the year before, and it took me an entire year to finish just that tee. So to now go from that to knitting an entire fingering weight dress is kind of crazy, but I'm loving it. I'm not complaining, or maybe I am a little bit, but so it's gonna be a 2-in-1 pattern. So the blouse is I'm also gonna knit the blouse. I have the yarn for it here, and I'll show it to you in a second. So um there's something in my eye. So in the pattern, I feel like I keep saying so. I'm so sorry, guys, and I just said it again. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes my vocabulary is just out the window when I sit down to talk to you. But it's going to have instructions on how to calculate the um, shaping for the waist and the shaping for the hips, and the types of decreases and increases that you have to do and all of that. And right now, my thinking is mine is going to be a little bit above the knee. I wanted to do a slit. So if you follow me on Instagram, when I was talking about this, I was thinking I could do a slit and on the side, and just have to purl and or work back and forth. But I just don't think that's gonna happen anymore. I think I just want a basic straight down dress. The slit will take too much time just purling, and one thing about pure silk is that your tension has to be really really tight, because this yarn, it doesn't, I don't know how to really explain it, but people tend to have tension issues. I think my tension is okay. There are parts where I feel like I was knitting way too fast, and that kind of messed up the tension a little bit. So I would say if you're holding this yarn single, maybe try to go slower. Also, I found that it works better with my Chiagu needles than my wooden needles. The wooden needles just feel a bit weird on like a bit squeaky in a way that I just didn't love. So I'm just using my Chiagu needles for that now. And then I've put wooden DPNs on the sleeves, but I've also just ordered Chiagu needles, like the small circulars, because I just don't, yeah, I don't love using this yarn with what do you call it, with wooden needles. I just want to use Trago needles for the entire thing. So very simple design. I think the test knit is going to run until the end of June, because it is a fingering weight design, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But I don't know if it was because of the challenge or what, but I knit my entire yoke in like 2 days, and that was so amazing. I was so happy. And now onto the body. So as much as I would love to say, yeah, I'm gonna try to finish this up, maybe by next week, which is when you're seeing this, I just don't think that's gonna happen. Mostly because I want to focus a little bit on the Amara and try to get that done, and then go back to the dress. So I hope it works out, because that means I have about 7 or almost 8 weeks to finish this. But I actually still enjoyed the Met Gala night. I watched the live stream. I don't know if you guys watched the Met Gala, but I get so much fun out of it. I don't know though. I think some of the outfits just didn't hit for me. I honestly thought this was going to be the best, or one of the best Met Galas ever. But some of the outfits were kind of like, I just wasn't feeling it. I did love Coleman Domingo though. He I don't know, he just gets it right every time. I love him so much. His style is so incredible. And I think he was one of the co-chairs this year. also the racing guy, Lewis Hamilton. Don't know a lot about him, but I think that he's very like fashion focused. Like I know he's like an F1 racer, but I think that he's very like well known for his like fashion statements and stuff like that. At least that's what I'm discovering. I loved his look. It was a little bit more understated, but the white suit was just, oh, I love how it just drifted from knitting to talking about the Met Gala now. But I loved the white suit a lot. I think it looked really really good. Loved the hat as well. There was a few of the women that I loved. I loved Diana Ross. Just so many um I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to think if the men did it better or the women did. I feel like it was maybe 50-50. But yeah, there was just some outfits that I was like, no, no, this isn't it. So all in all, I think it was great. I loved that this year's Met Gala was really all about like black dance. I think the theme is, I don't know exactly because I don't want to say word for word because I honestly don't remember. But I just love the representation of black culture there, and there were a lot of black designers. It just, I loved it so much. It was, I love that part about it. And what I'm reading now is that it's the most money they've ever raised. So that's that. Wow, that's amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what next year's theme is gonna be like. But honestly, sometimes I think that celebrities just, it's like some of them don't even make any effort to be on theme. And it's, that's just so funny to me that some of them do not even try at all. Like they just wear the most ridiculous thing, or maybe it's just ridiculous to me, and to them it's like the most fashionable thing. I have no idea. But I did have fun watching the live stream. I thought that was, it was pretty good. So I have acquisitions now. So I know that not everybody loves to see acquisitions, and yeah, I just went on that whole talk about about the Met Gala. But anyway, if that's all you want to see from me today, I will see you in the next one. All of my links will be down below. But let's move on to acquisitions because I have quite a bit. Now it's starting to rain. Also, okay, so this is the yarn for the dress that I'm making. So it's knitted for Olive, pure silk, and poppy rose. I'm just loving. Oh, you know what? The Lacey Loop top. I didn't tell you what color it was. I think it's called Rhubarb Juice. Yeah, I think so for the pure silk. But this is poppy rose, and that's what I'm using for the dress. And then I have I have another color of pure silk, and I guess I'm just obsessed with yellow right now. But the yellow for the Amara is sort of like a butter yellow. This is a lemon yellow. It's so pretty, and it's called lemon curd, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, it's called lemon curd. And this one, I'm going to design a simple summer top. Initially I was thinking maybe a tee, but honestly I just want to do a top because I have about 6 skeins of this, and I think that is the perfect amount. I probably will use a little bit less than 6 skeins though, but it's gonna be a summer top. I don't um fully know the details of it yet, but I have an image in my mind of what I want it to be like. And so keep an eye on my Instagram because I'm probably going to be looking for test knitters really soon. And this color, I'm glad I got it right when I did because now I think it's sold out because everybody's doing yellow. Oh, also, um Rachel and Jessica from Those Twins Who Knit, they're running a yellow cow right now. I think it's called Butter Yellow Cow, and I think it's running all the way into the summertime. So yeah, if you want to knit anything yellow, go to their page. On I think they posted it on their, they talked about it on their Instagram and maybe on their YouTube as well. So I just thought that was really fun because everybody's into yellow, and it's been fun just seeing everybody get into this color and just seeing all the different variations. It's so interesting because I love yellow. I think yellow looks the best on my skin tone. But for some reason, I don't think, I think this is my first year knitting anything in yellow. I think so. I want to say yes. So it's weird that it's taking me this long to knit anything in yellow, but this color makes me so, so, so happy. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, so I also have the second yarn, the yarn that I'm gonna knit the poppy blouse in, because I also have more yarn coming, which might also end up being another poppy blouse. I don't know yet, but this is Onling, and this is gonna be my first time using this yarn by them. It's Onling number 21, and it's 60% organic cotton and 40% linen. I already swatched with this. This I can get behind. This feels way, way, way nicer than 100% cotton. I think cotton and linen is, if I'm gonna knit with cotton, I love the combo of cotton and linen. So, and this is 195 meters. So it is a fingering weight yarn. Yeah. So fingering weight yarn, I love this so, so much. I also like I like the way it's sort of caked up. It's like in a cake, because when you, there's a hole in there, and then there's like a piece of cardboard on the inside. I love that. I don't know. I've never seen a yarn that came like just like this. But I love that about it. So this color is color Mazapan, and they're also coming out with two new colors. I think they're coming out with this in the tomato color, and then another like lime color, like lime green. So very happy for that. I'm probably gonna use that for another design or just something else in the summer. I don't know yet, but yeah, I love this yarn. I can already tell because it feels so cooling to the touch, and I just thought it would be fun to do one sample, because I'm doing the dress in pure silk and then do the blouse in this, and then if I have the energy, I would knit another blouse in pure silk. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not entirely sure yet. And then I also have more yarn from Knitting for Olive, which I think all of this that I'm showing you, I think is all the yarns that I mentioned in the last podcast that I was waiting for. I just can't believe just how long it's been. It feels like it's been months since my last podcast. But anyway, so this is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino. I mean, this color, just wow. Um, so this is a deep, deep, dark fuchsia. What's the color of this? It's called Pink Daisies, and I think they have this in the merino as well. They also have it in pure silk. So initially, the plan for this was to make another sample of the Amara, and I think I talked about that before. But I swatched with it, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe this could be another design. So this is gonna be another design because I have two quantities of it, and it's enough to like knit a sweater or a cardigan or something. So this is gonna be for the fall. I'm showing it now, but I don't think I may, we'll see. I think I may cast on very soon. So the goal for this, because I was just talking about the Zuri and doing another like the Zuri tee. The plan for this is to make the Zuri cardigan. I just thinking about it is getting me so excited. Just a V-neck cardigan for the fall. So it's going to be one strand of heavy merino together with the mohair. And this is also in pink daisies. So let me put that together. You can kind of see. I think these two colors, I want to say the mohair is slightly darker maybe. I'll have to add photos. But together I think they look stunning. I did already swatch. You can kind of see the silk core in the mohair a little bit, but in the swatch it doesn't look bad. It shows through a teeny tiny bit, but it doesn't bother me, so that's fine. So it's gonna be the Zuri cardigan, just a simple, the Zuri is a raglan, so it's gonna be a raglan. It's gonna be a V-neck, double knitting, and it's gonna retain the details of the same Zuri, which is gonna have the cables in the raglan. Cables on the sleeve cuff. I don't know yet if I'm gonna do the cables at the bottom hem, but I guess I should do that. But I think for this one, I may just do one by one rib instead of the twisted rib. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for it. I'm gonna choose testers really soon because I'm gonna be able to offer yarn sponsorship for, and all of my designs so far I've had yarn sponsorship, which I'm so grateful for. And so I'm gonna be able to pick a few people to use Niv for Olive, and then I'm gonna see if I can get yarn sponsorship with Gepard using Pura Lana held together with Kid Setter. That would be so beautiful, so beautiful. And Pura Lana has a color very similar to this as well. Oh, also, so let me show you the second color. This is a color I just never usually gravitate towards. This is Mushroom Rose, heavy merino in Mushroom Rose. And I don't know what made me choose this color, because I don't think it wasn't because I saw anybody knitting with it, but I just thought, okay, maybe it would be fun to do something in a nudie color. Also, I don't have any cardigans in this color. I have something like an oatmeal color, but this, it looks, I don't know how to describe this color, but it's really stunning. And then the mohair of this one is, should I say it's slightly darker? They fit really well. So that's the mohair right there. So very excited for these two. I'm so tempted to cast on right now, but I'm not gonna do it. I think what I want to do with this one is just be a little bit more prepared and write up the pattern really soon, so that way. Okay, so yeah, I want to write up the pattern before I cast on maybe, and then figure it out from there. What's the last thing? Oh, I have one more thing to show you. So um, I have. This is going to be for the second sample of the Amara Vest. And this is Jensen, Isager Jensen. Can I really show this color? I don't know. I think because the label is really big. And this is in the color 54. And Jensen is just 100% pure new wool, and this is 100 grams. So I have 5 of this. I'm not going to use all 5. I already know that, but this has 250-gram hanks together, and so the 100 grams has 250 meters. So this is color 54. I guess I want to say it's a navy. It is a navy. It's not cobalt, but I don't know. It's not a deep dark navy anyway. And then I'm gonna hold it together with the mohair, easier mohair, also in the color 54, I believe. Yeah, also in the color 54. Stunning. I just thought that since the first sample was done with a lighter color, that I should do another sample in a darker color. And I'm so glad I went with this. One of the testers, Mathilde, she goes by Nestled in Knits on here. I hope I'm saying that right. She's also going to be using a similar color. I think we have the same color of mohair, but she has a bit more. Her Jensen color is a little bit lighter. So those two together. Very pleased with it. Um, and the yarn was sponsored by Isager for me and the testers. So happy. I probably already mentioned that quite a bit, but I think this is gonna be my first full design in Isager. They did offer yarn sponsorship for the Mia hood, which I still haven't knit my own sample of that. I think because the weather just changed, and then I was thinking, you know what, it's probably best for the fall. So that one is probably going to be in the fall, but yeah. So I'm just, this is my first full design using their that's like a sweater or garment type of thing. But anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. And then you know that I showed you I think in the last episode I showed you this mohair that they sent me as well, which is also going to be a summer design. I'm currently working on the pattern for that, but I don't want to put too much stress on myself. I think that one is going to have to wait until sometime in July, and I think it's fine because it's 2 strands of mohair, so I think it's something that can also be worn in the fall as well. Is this mic still on? Okay, it's still on. So that's pretty much everything. I thought I was gonna wait until I got a little bit more yarn, but it's already been a really long episode already. I can already tell. What else can I talk to you about? Life update. Not much. Well, a little bit. So, The spring allergies are still, yeah, they're still kicking my ass. But they're not as bad as they were last year, but they're still pretty bad because I had a few days where I just could not get out of bed. And for me, when I have springtime allergies, I get all the symptoms you could possibly think of. And then I have days where it feels like I have a fever and I'm just, it's just, I just feel gross and just, it's just yucky. And I think that also contributed to me not being able to finish the dress as well, so that was really annoying. But it's getting better because May is usually the worst month for me, like late April to like mid May. So I think in another week or two I should be feeling a little bit better. I was talking to you guys, I think a few months ago, about how, I really like it when podcasters talk about like books at the end of the, like, books that they're reading that they're enjoying and things like that. For me, it's just a bit weird because I mentioned that I do write. I think even before I discovered crafting or knitting or anything like that, I've always been a writer ever since I was a little kid. I talked to you, I think I mentioned then that I had published, like, self-published a book many years ago. And I wrote my first novel when I was like 16. I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with the one I self-published either, and so I pulled it off the internet. At least I think it's off completely. I hope there isn't still being sold somewhere. But I don't talk about my writing or my reading at all on here because it's just, it feels even more personal than, with my knitting. It's like knitting, there's like a formula for it. You have all the numbers and you can just start knitting. With writing, it's so much more different. And I think because for me, my writing just feels like, I don't know, like I'm purging myself and like exposing myself in a way. So I don't really talk about it that much. But it's weird because I feel like if I want to be a traditionally published author or writer, I should do more of that. I should be able to talk about my book or what I'm working on and all of that stuff. So that has been taking a lot of my time because there's a book that I'm working on. It's a novel, it's literary fiction because I don't write romance. I don't read a lot of romance in general, honestly. When I was younger, I used to read a lot of historical romance. And then I just stopped being into it like that. So I mostly just read literary fiction. So that's and my whole entire background is in English literature. So my bachelor's is in English literature as well. So basically, my whole life I've spent just reading, reading, reading. When I was a little kid, I used to have like a list of books that I wanted to read per month. Sometimes it would be two books, sometimes it would be three books. And I used to really enjoy going to like secondhand bookstores with my mom every month. It was sort of like our thing. We did that, and it was so much fun. There's just something about used books that I really loved and still love. But I'm just saying all of this to say that I'm back to working on my novel, which was so exciting. And so that has been taking a lot of my time as well. So my knitting has definitely slowed down a little bit because I find that I get the best writing done early in the morning as soon as I wake up. So that's what I've been doing, is just dedicating a few hours every day to my writing before I start working on my knitting or designs or anything like that. So we'll see how it goes. Writing is very slow. I mean, it could be fast for some, but it's a very slow process because there's just so much thought that has to go into it. And because I'm so much of a perfectionist, I'm not the type of person who can just knit the whole I said knit. I'm not the type of person who can write the whole entire draft before going back to like check it and do edits. No, I can't do that. I typically go chapter by chapter. So I finished one chapter, then I go back, read it through, see if it makes sense, see if there's anything I want to change. And then for me with writing, it's like, I hope this isn't boring. But for me, with another thing with writing is that I can have an outline. I don't do like synopsis or a summary or anything like that. I just typically do like an outline and I do bullet points. And then of course I already know what the story is going to be in my head, and then I have just a short list of the main characters. And then, but the interesting thing is, as you go into it, the more you write, the story takes you into a different place. At least that's how I feel like it is for me. And that's how I'm finding it now with the one that I'm working on, is that, you know, the initial plan is very different from the initial story is very different from what it is now. And I'm just so happy with it. So I guess that's why I'm telling you, because I'm finally at the place where I'm like, wow, I think I love this. So so now I have to go through the whole the part that every writer hates, to try to get a literary agent and see if it's just a very competitive market. So I think we'll see once the book is done. If I'm not able to really get a literary agent, maybe what I'll do is just self-publish again. I don't know, self-publishing is just very you just never know. You just never know. It's very difficult, especially because sometimes you have to pay to self-publish, and it doesn't always guarantee that it's gonna do well. But then I guess the same could be said for traditional publishing. But with traditional publishing, the publishers typically would market. Oh my, the mohair. So I guess I think it's time. Hold on. Mm. Oh wow, I didn't hydrate the entire time. And so the publishers would be the ones to like really take on the marketing for you. So I think it's sort of expected that it would do better than traditional than self-publishing. So anyway, oh my god. That was a lot. I feel like I just talked for like 10 minutes straight on about that. But anyway, also wanted to mention that I have like an Amazon storefront, and I have different sections. So there's a knitting section with like knitting supplies, and then there's a section for all the books that I love. Not all of them, but there's a good amount of books that I really really enjoy down in there, so you can go check it out. And most of it is literary fiction. So if you're looking for like romance books or thriller or anything like that, it's probably not gonna be there. But you can check it out and see if there's any of the books that you might like to read. But with that being said, I think I just talked so much in this episode because maybe I missed you guys. I missed sitting down and chatting with you about knitting. But this was a lot of fun. So I hope to get this video out really soon. I think this video will come out the day after or the day of the Zuri Sweater release, and I think that should be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait. So please go give the pattern some love. If you want to get the pattern, all the links will be down below. And go give it a like, favorite, whatever on Ravelry. And yeah, if you need to reach me, you can send me an email at info@toksknits.com, or send me a message on Instagram or something, and I'll make sure to get back to you. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me, if you have stayed with me this entire time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.